Notice the last part of verse 8. It says, because, here's the reason why Babylon falls, because she has made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. In other words, Babylon has fallen, truly fallen, because Babylon gives wine to the inhabitants of the earth, and they become drunk with the wine of her fornication. In other words, we need to understand that the reason why Babylon falls is because she gives wine to the nations instead of accepting the first angel's message. You see, the reason why Babylon falls is because she rejected the first angel's message. The first angel's message has the truth of God. The wine of Babylon is the error of Babylon. In other words, they are opposites. The first angel's message is God's message. The wine of Babylon is the devil's message. And the reason why Babylon falls is because she gives her wine to the nations in contrast to the truths that we find revealed in the first angel's message. Now, in our study today, we are going to analyze what is Babylon. And then in the next two sermons in this series, we're going to study what is Babylon's wine, and then the third in this short series of three that deals specifically with Babylon, we're going to talk about Babylon's fornication. And so today, what is Babylon? Our next topic, what is Babylon's wine? And then, what is Babylon's fornication? Now, I must tell you that the Babylon that we're going to study is not the Babylon of Genesis 11. That is the original Babylon. We're going to study primarily what is known as the Neo-Babylonian Empire. The Neo-Babylonian Empire is the Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylon of the book of Daniel. And you say, why are we not going to go all the way back to Genesis 11? Why are we going to take the Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar as our basis for study? The reason is simple. The book of Revelation draws primarily upon the stories that we find in Daniel that deal with the Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar. Let me give you three examples. Revelation 13 and verse 2, we find some very interesting powers mentioned, and I'd like to invite you to go with me there. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 2. It says, now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. Let me ask you, where do you first find those beasts that are mentioned in this verse? You find them in Daniel 7. So what Babylon is in the background of this verse? It's not the Babylon of Genesis 11, it's the Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar. Another example. Revelation 13, 11 to 18, and we're not going to read the verses. There it speaks about a beast who raises up an image. He commands everyone to worship the image of the beast, and whoever does not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Let me ask you, where is the background of that story? Well, you know it's in Daniel chapter 3, where Nebuchadnezzar, who for a while lived like a beast, raised an image, commanded everyone to worship the image, and whoever would not worship the image would be killed. In other words, once again, Revelation chapter 13 has as its background the Daniel's Babylon and not the Babylon of Genesis chapter 11.